For my second to last vlog, this is based on chapter 10, and that is the opportunities and challenges arising from a rhetor. And that we can begin with this with the prior to ethos, and that is attitude towards the rhetors prior to the rhetorical act. And then this basically leads to 5 areas. First area is reputation, appearance, your introduction, your context, and your occasion. So we can first start off with the reputation, and that's both ordinary and with kind of famous people, and then encounter challenges and difficulties through this. The other one is the appearance. So depending on who is your audience and what the occasion is, then you try to adapt to a persona that will basically try to work out with you. And appearance seems to be less of an issue for writers, as said in the book. And the next one leading to that is the introduction. This is basically more really thoughtful introduction, a person who introduces, he or she will tell you what to write, or ask for tips and advice and all this other stuff. This leads to my next one, which is the occasion. So this is more the opportunity and the challenges of a writer, and this is to select a purpose that is consistent, both with beliefs and desires and all this other stuff. And my last one is identification, and this is more a two process thing, and that is identification and participation. And basically it's to establish an identity of something. And the online discussion I did based on this chapter was that I got Liz Armstrong's An Argument for Being a Poser. So I feel she uses some pretty good arguments, and backs up her essay with a lot of interesting things. And basically what I got off of this was that she talks about young teenagers trying to find themselves, and how some people feel they can't because they might be called as so-called her title being a poser and stuff like that. But I definitely agree that when you're young, it's basically a time to experiment and find things that you feel they can identify you, things that you feel you can be a part of. And this is what she demonstrates in her essay. And you have to kind of know who you are and be yourself type of thing. And that's something I kind of saw when I was in high school, that a lot of students they experimented with maybe joining this club or maybe joining these kind of friends. But in regards to this, I really thought that she made some pretty good points and key concepts of how children and young teenagers have basically kind of changed over time, and through experimenting and all these arguments she provides, it's pretty clear and it's noticeable.